Hey folks, welcome back to Gaming Garbage, where we take a look at games, chat about the gaming news in the industry, and of course stream for fun. Today we're going to be looking at gaming news November 19th through the 25th. This is going to encompass some Black Friday stuff. We're going to also see The Last of Us Part 2. Got some news on that. Also Monopoly Go. A little bit more of an update on Modern Warfare 3. We're going to talk a little bit about Warner Brothers and Suicide Squad and Wonder Woman. We got a little thing about Disney starting something new, which is not a good thing. A little update on Sega. I'm going to talk a little bit on Amazon Games, which I did not know, and I am not excited for, but boy, we'll see what they do. Also, we're going to talk about the PlayStation Portal for this holiday season, a new Silent Hill game, which I can't even believe that it's a game. I'm going to talk a little bit about Cyber Monday for the console stores. As that's the new sale basically extending from Black Friday, and then Black Friday stuff at the end. So you can go and follow me over at Twitch at Don't Tread on Thee if you wish, and also over at YouTube at Gaming Garbage 22. I know sometimes I do chat a little slow even for myself. I watch some of these to kind of like think of improvements for the channel or how I present things. And so you know, don't forget, if you're watching me on YouTube, you can select the play speed to 1.5 or 1.25 times, and that still actually speeds it up a little bit. Because I know some of these, some of these gaming news, they actually go pretty long. And I try to talk fairly quickly, at least through some of these. But yeah, I don't always succeed. But hey, that's a tip for you guys. So don't worry, I'm looking out for you. So let's go ahead and get into it. The Last of Us Part 2, it is confirmed that we are getting a remaster. Now, the reason this is kind of ironic is because The Last of Us Part 2 just came out in 2020, right at the tail end. And so, oh no, excuse me, this came out in June of 2020. So it's really not that old. It's a little over 3 years old, and we're getting a remaster already? Like, what? Why? What is even the point? But the remaster is coming out on January 19th, 2024. And it's, again, it's just kind of weird. So what we do know is that it's basically the full game. There's going to be some a little bit of new content, like some skins. But we're also getting a new survival mode. That's a roguelike. So that's something new for the game. And then also we're getting some, quote, lost levels, which are just unreleased stages from the original game back in 2020 that they're now shoving into the remaster as just some more content to play. So one thing that is nice too is Naughty Dog is allowing you to actually just do an upgrade for $10, which is nice. Otherwise, you got to shovel out probably $60 for the for the remaster version. This is kind of really disappointing because the roguelike survival mode is basically zombies, Call of Duty zombies. There will be some new characters to play, probably, maybe with the zombie mode or whatever, or some skins anyway. And then the unreleased stages, they were cut from the original. Why weren't they in there in the first place? So, I mean, were they already planning to do a remaster? Because we look back at Last of Us Part 2, and they released it for PlayStation 4, and literally months later, the PlayStation 5 was coming out. So why didn't they just wait a few months? Why not just make the PlayStation 5 game? I mean, I would have. I'd be like, hey, if we're going to make this game, you know, and even if it's within a year of the launch of the PlayStation 5 or the next-gen console, why not just make it a launch title for the next-gen console? Why not? That makes perfect sense to me. It's a win-win for everybody. It's a win for my game, and it's a win for the console maker to kind of improve the lineup for the launch. But yeah, they didn't do it that way. They literally said, nope, we're going to shove this out for the PlayStation 4, and then we're going to, you know, I think it was kind of planned to do it that way on purpose and to build a remaster, because we get some graphical improvements. We get 1080p upscaled to 4K, so we can hit like a performance mode that they've added for this new remaster. And then again, the roguelike survival mode, the lost sectors, which are parts of the story that they didn't put in the freaking game in the first place. They left it out on purpose. And then some like new character skins. But again, it's like, you know, at least they're letting you upgrade it for $10. But is it really even worth $10 at this point? Because it just seems shady. It just seems really shady. So yeah, personally, I don't think it's worth it. Even if it's the upgrade. I mean, it's your money. If it's worth it to you, have fun. But good gal, what a shady remaster. Just some updated visuals with a zombie mode. There you go. Also, Monopoly Go. It's a mobile game. You've probably seen ads for it, like I'm tired of seeing on YouTube or other social media platforms. And in 7 months, it's been out for 7 months now. Guess how much it's made? Free-to-play game, by the way. And this is why they make live service free-to-play games, folks. $1 billion. Let that sink in for a minute. Okay, when we did Diablo Immortal, right? It was out for about 7 months, 8 months-ish. It made $500 million. 500 plus million, right, is what it made within its first little bit of a year. And Monopoly Go has made $1 billion. On what? Property, real estate, upgrading your house to a hotel? I don't know. I don't get it. Robbing somebody? Yeah. Mobile games are taking over, folks. And I'm not talking about just the mobile industry taking over mobily, right? Through these games that are just garbage. You know, these are not gaming experiences that we want. They are interactive and they can be fun, and that's kind of how the free-to-play model has been allowed to survive through all these microtransactions. That's where it was supposed to stay, but now we're having this type of free-to-play model microtransaction hell that's moving into our video games, our main video games. This is just getting insane. And we'll get into that with some future titles in this news today, but gosh, it's just brutal. I mean, it's just like Modern Warfare 3 was supposed to be DLC, and they're like, oh, no, wait, let's work on it for, 15, 16 months, and then we'll charge 27,000 of you suckers just on Xbox to review it a 2.4 out of 10, or excuse me, 2.4 out of 5 on the store, but it is the worst campaign review ever by IGN at 1.7 out of 10. And I mean, good God, 27,000 of you at least that reviewed it on Xbox bought this $70 game. Like, freaking why? Man, I hope you guys canceled your pre-orders, because again, they didn't add anything. They added some remastered maps. Whoop-de-freaking-do, folks. I mean, what is the point? Anyway, that'll be a sore spot for me for a while, because they're killing COD. That's really what I believe. They're killing COD. It is utterly insane. Now, when these games actually start going on Game Pass, yeah, I could see that actually being worth it. But again, it's just a degenerative focus of, Monopoly Go and the freaking Last of Us Part 2 and Modern Warfare 3, and it's just like, this is just getting insane. So moving on to Modern Warfare 3. Officially, the SteamCharts, they're holding steady at 175K with a trough of 70K on PC. So pretty variable. So there's certain times of the day or certain times of the week, where people play. But again, this is not just Modern Warfare 3. This is Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, and Warzone all rolled into one game called, quote, Call of Duty on SteamCharts. That's how they're branding everything now, is that these three games are basically just rolled into one. And yeah, they can't even get close to the peak. At one point it was about 200,000 when Modern Warfare 3 first launched, and then, dude, man, you guys got screwed on that. And if you haven't learned by now, you guys kind of deserve it, unfortunately. And I don't wish anybody ill, but it's just like, the idiocracy of people buying some of this stuff, even when we got to know some of the stuff out there about Modern Warfare 3, it's just people not doing any research at all. I mean, free research at your fingertips through your smartphone, and you're buying Modern Warfare 3 for $70. I hope you didn't get the COVID edition where you could get some blueprint guns for your digital game there at $100, but, oh well, it's your money, or your mom and dad's money, who knows. Maybe you're getting it off of your NFT sales. But yeah, it's getting insane. But something else that we're seeing with Modern Warfare 3, there seems to be some really interesting activity from some of the players. Let me get a drink of water here. You guys buying this crap is getting me all riled up here. So we know that modern Call of Duty for a while has had skill-based matchmaking, also known as SBMM. And the problem with skill-based matchmaking is that we started seeing, this is not a new trend by the way, bots in lobbies to kind of fill the lobbies or to fill them out, because only, your skill-based matchmaking allows you to be within a certain range, and if there's not enough people during that particular moment while you're getting into a game, last minute they will fill the game with bots to keep the teams even, to keep the fair, skill relatively even between teams and stuff like that. It's all basically to make it fair, but that's not really how it's turning out. Because some of these players that people are seeing is that they're just absolutely gobsmacked on how they're playing. They're either absolute garbage, where they just hide in the corner, just kind of run around randomly, hip fire all the time, and their amount of deaths that they have is just incredulous, or they're absolutely going God mode out on the field out there with 60 plus kills every freaking game, almost a third of that in deaths, and just super pinpoint precision accuracy with even SMGs and stuff. I mean, it's just crazy, and yeah, it really is making people wonder if some of these are actual, pretty good programmed bots in their lobbies to kind of keep the game. And as we've seen in previous games, is that there's just more and more bots that kind of show up to fill these lobbies as the game kind of dies. Now, I wonder how much is in Warzone or even Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2 still seems to be fairly busy with actual players, and then even with some of the Warzone that I've played, it really feels like actual players, and the teams are working together and that kind of thing. But yeah, it's just, we don't have an official word, of course, from Activision that these are bots. But there was, risk of bot activity, and also Overwatch 2. There's been other ones in previous COD titles, also like PUBG and Fortnite. And, I mean, so yeah, this is not new. And will they ever admit it? I don't know. But yeah, having bots and skill-based matchmaking games really kind of just ruins the fun for everybody. Because you either got someone that's absolutely stupid that's ruining your team and can't cover a corner to save their life, or the bot is absolutely god-moding the field and just wiping out the team where you can't even get anything. So, yeah, hopefully that's not the case, but the evidence is pointing that way. So we did get some news on Warner Brothers. So some of this is older, but I haven't covered it on the channel, so I'm just wanting to cover some of this. But we're going to talk about Suicide Squad and Wonder Woman, the video game. So we know that Suicide Squad was delayed for about 8 months or so. It'll now be coming out on February 2nd, 2024. The reason it was delayed is because there was such backlash on the original trailer. People were not excited for this. It basically, everybody got to have guns. Everybody looked like they were kind of playing the same. It was open world for sure, but everybody kind of got to hop, skip, jumping around like a Fortnite area, or a kind of Fortnite idea, and then shoot at these, purple pimples of your enemy. I mean, what the heck are they doing, folks? It's so terrible. So they delayed the game, which was great. Again, they're not going to change the base of the game. They're maybe going to tweak a few things. And this too, we also knew was going to be some type of loot drop live service game, just like Gotham Knights was. Freaking, oh boy. And Lion and I are going to get to enjoy playing that game for y'all. And, I already played a piece of that game on the channel. You're welcome to look at it if you want. But I think it's in game reviews, or maybe even in the State of Gaming, one of the older ones. But gosh, man. But it sounds like, honestly, things are going to get worse. We know there's going to be a battle pass. We know, too, they're going to focus on that type of live service aspect of the game. This isn't just going to be like a looter shooter, right? Where you can like buy some bundles. This is going to probably have bundles, just like the Fortnite or Call of Duty idea, along with like a season battle pass like Overwatch 2 or Diablo 4 or whatever other game is basically doing it now, which is just about all of them. And Warner Brothers already got in trouble with the newest Mortal Kombat 1 because you were paying $10 per fatality for these seasonal fatalities, like for Halloween and for Christmas, right? Turkey Day, COVID Day, Fauci Day, all those. And $10 is quite a bit, especially when the bundle itself, you could get multiple characters with multiple fatalities per character for literally $40. And, for these being $10, it's just a disgusting microtransaction. Again, it's their money, it's your money. Do what you want with it, but there is a better way to invest your money into the enjoyment of a game. And what we were even finding out with Destiny 2 is like they were hitting on some of this stuff really, really hard. And even today with Destiny 2, most of the stuff that people could have paid for or even could pay for today, 70% of the content isn't even there in Destiny 2, which is disgusting because in my opinion that's fraud. And so Warner Brothers is just following suit here, unfortunately, with Mortal Kombat 1. And then they're probably going to be doing this with Suicide Squad, as it's going to be another live service game. And this really is going to be pretty frustrating. One thing we did hear, though, from the studio, is that there are going to be free seasonal updates that have items, character skins, and storylines. At least missions anyway, or quests that you'll get for free, so they can kind of keep their live service game going. We've seen this in other games too, but it makes me wonder, is it the, quote, seasonal, kind of like holiday seasonal stuff that's going to be free? Or is it actually going to be the seasons, is it going to be the seasons in the game that's going to be free? Which in that case is just like a normal battle pass, where half the stuff you get for free, the other half that's actually worth a damn, you actually pay for it, right? So that part is not clear. But we did find out too that Suicide Squad, you can pay early access, which is an additional 3 days early, out at the end of January, for an additional $30, and also you get some extra stuff with that too, like some skins and stuff. Yay, you people gonna see again. It's like, man, I was worried about this. This whole early access thing is now a thing. Everybody is going to start doing this because people actually pay for it. Again, is it worth your money to get a few days early? Maybe. The worst one so far has been The War Within, with World at War, with not War of the Worlds, not World at War. Oh my word, I'm blanking out. Anyway, it's a PC game. It's been around forever. World of Warcraft. Thank you. Mind. Me, myself, and I. We're all keeping each other in check. But anyway, that's the worst one that we've seen so far, is that literally it's like $13 a day for their early access. This is going to be $10 a day for their early access. Starfield at this point is actually looking pretty cheap, where their early access, I think, was $6 a day. And so again, just the cost of this is actually going up. And at what point is this going to, what point is this going to end? The earliest I can remember was Hogwarts Legacy by Warner Brothers. They did this and was like, hey, let's actually see if this is going to be worth it. And, here it is to stay. We got a new trend already in less than a year. Early access. It's got a new meaning now. So on to Wonder Woman. We've heard a little bit about Wonder Woman. We know it's a game that's in the works by Warner Brothers right now. It has been said officially by Warner Brothers that it will not be a live service game. This will be a single-player experience with a dynamic open world that will have the Nemesis system. Now, if that sounds familiar, it really should, because this was one of the games that was really iconic quite a few years ago. That was in the Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War. And so the Nemesis system allowed you to actually work through the tiers of chain of command to actually get to the end game. And that was kind of fun. It was a new system, but, they own it, and so I'm glad they're kind of bringing it back. And hopefully Wonder Woman, since it's not going to be live service, doesn't sound like there's going to be any type of season pass, battle pass crap, and we're bringing back the Nemesis system. I really hope it's another Shadows of Mordor. That was a wonderful game. It was fun. Some of the things were pretty repetitive, like trying to kill the same, warlord boss for the 5th time in a row. It's just like, oh my gosh, won't you die, I don't think you could handle any more scars and plates in your skull. But, it wasn't perfect, but it was still a really good game. So I am kind of excited for Wonder Woman. We are going to keep track of Suicide Squad on the channel and also Wonder Woman in the future. Next up is Disney. So they're making usually, most of us know that Disney has certain pins and they're kind of collectibles and stuff. And maybe some of you already know where this is going. But Disney has a new pin collection that you can buy called Pinnacle. Honestly, pretty genius with the name. Where you can buy, sell, and trade these digital pins on their freaking website. Sounds like NFTs, folks. And it's like, are they honestly starting to do that? Where it's basically gambling. You're buying stuff, hoping it goes up in value, so that you can just sell it to somebody else. At least with sports trading cards, at least you actually own the physical card. And is it still kind of gambling? In a way, as long as you're buyer in the future is willing to pay more, that's great. But like for a lot of these NFTs, 99% of the market is dead. Nobody's in this anymore. People that promoted this NFT stuff have their own lawsuits now. Like Tom Brady, he just can't get a break. He's probably broke between his divorce and the lawsuit. And then we have other things that were all of this blockchain mess, like NFT. Wasn't just NFT stuff. It was also all of these cryptocurrencies. So like FTX, scam, bankman, fraud is now going to jail for like 2 life sentences. Good luck, bro. And then also the head of Binance, EZ, has stepped down. And Binance is not going to be able to operate in the United States anymore. At least according to the SEC. So yeah, cryptos, have been squished on a legal level. And then NFTs are basically dead by user choice. People paid for this and like, no, I'm not going to pay for this. I'm not going to spend any money on this. But yeah, when, they've lost 99% of their value, and they should. It's not worth anything. It's absolutely worth nothing. And I hope people figure this out too with live service and the season pass and all of the digital bundles and everything, is that I hope people can realize that this is just, collecting digitals that you're actually paying money for and shoving them in a digital closet that will stay there forever. And that's what gaming has kind of become right now. And I'm hoping this decade we phase out of that and move into something else. Granted, I still think companies are going to try this for some time. But hey, if we can bunker down together and basically say, no, we can get back to some more great games like Red Dead Redemption 2, Hogwarts Legacy, Elden Ring, Baldur's Gate 3. Those are the games that we want to see. Oh, let's see. So Sega, they've not been making some good choices lately. Apparently, they decided to threaten... So let's start over. Excuse me. So Sega is looking to phase out temporary and contractual employees by February of 2024. So that's literally just 3 months away. And that would be horrible to lose your job. Right after the holidays. Yay, good luck. And so to kind of fight that, employees are talking about unionizing. And there was, quote, Sega somewhat threatened with mass layoffs if they decide to unionize. And we actually just saw this with the automakers. They struck for, I think, 2 months, finally got a deal, congratulations, and then they let a whole bunch of people go in the United States. And so not everybody won, unfortunately. But we've also heard that like with other companies that have had unionizations, like Starbucks. Well, they just shut the entire store down. Corporate just said, nope, you're done. Everybody's fired. The franchisees is going to have to basically start with another store, or just, pay to quit. So yeah, unionization is not the end-all, be-all with the company, folks, because they still own the company. You just provide the labor, and ultimately too, if you can just be replaced by a program or by a true AI or a robotic, why not? None of those three need time off, vacation, get sick. None, even complain. They might break down or something, but they're fixable. They're a lot easier to work with long term than an employee. And we all know this because that's why most of us probably don't have friends or very many, and why we don't necessarily like social interaction and prefer to kind of be on our own, or are just, don't have a boyfriend or girlfriend, because again, that's social interaction and there's a lot of rejection out there. So companies already know what we know, folks. And yeah, I think Sega, and along with other companies, including my own, if you want to squeeze the golden goose enough, eventually that golden goose isn't just going to die, it's just going to kick you out. So that's something to pay attention to, especially during this unsung recession, folks. Make sure your boss is happy, and guess what? You're going to get to keep working there. Let's see. Ooh, we found out some stuff on Amazon. So Amazon also makes not only TV shows and has this big, massive store that a lot of us buy from, they also own and play and make some video games. So they've gotten into the mobile video game space, and they've done that for a while, but they're branching out. And so I just found out today that they actually own Tomb Raider. I was really depressed to hear that, but apparently they bought them earlier this year for $600 million. I can't believe I missed this one, because I thought Tomb Raider was owned by Embracer Group, but Embracer sold them for $600 million. And that is all Tomb Raider media. Everything that's ever been made, that has been made today or is in the making, and everything that will be Tomb Raider in the future. $600 million, man. I hope Amazon knows what they're doing, because that's pretty expensive. But we do know there's a new movie in the works, there's a new TV show, and there's a new game that's going to be made in Unreal Engine 5. So hopefully they don't booger this up, because I'm not a fan really of a mobile game company starting to make full-fledged AAA or AA title games for $60-$70. Because again, we already have enough screw-ups as it is, trying to provide live service, battle like stuff we already talked about, right? And I really want them to stick true to the IP that I've known since the 90s. I mean, it's been around forever. So yeah, I'm sure too, I already paid for it, gosh dang it, but I pre-ordered the Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 Remaster Collection, and that'll be coming out in February. I will showcase those games here on the channel. If I enjoy them enough, I might even play through them for you when I got some free time, knock on wood. And I am excited for this, but now that I know that Amazon is behind the remasters some, I'm a little worried. They also own or have the licensing for Lord of the Rings, and they also have some movies and shows in the works, like Rings of Power. I guess there's going to be a Rings of Power 2, which whatever, but also there's going to be some future video games as well, and I'm not overly excited for that either. But Amazon being owned, or Tomb Raider being owned by Amazon, that's horrible. Y'all, they better not muck it up, otherwise you guys are going to hear about it. I'm probably going to wake up my kids, make my wife upset. Because, boy, I grew up with one of those. It's just like what Konami's done with Metal Gear Solid. Like, F those guys. Seriously. Yeah. Anyway, I don't need to get started, do I? Yes, Tread, get mad! Anyway. Some other news. The PlayStation has made the PlayStation Portal. Some of you guys maybe know this or remember me chatting about this, or other channels too. Well, apparently the Portal sold out. Around Black Friday, and then we're already seeing reselling on eBay and scalpers, and so this was something that was $200 MSRP, and now are on eBay for anywhere from $300 to $450. And I really don't understand this. I kind of think this is more the scalpers buying and kind of getting other people excited or anxious about trying to get this. Because I'm sure some people want it, but after what's been talked about the PlayStation Portal, it just seems kind of worthless, because your PS5 has to be running, and then it's only good up to 30 feet, or if Everything's hooked up through Wi-Fi. You can go anywhere in the house, or maybe stand outside on the porch and listen to traffic. But the biggest thing that sucks is the audio. Is that the speaker is probably garbage because it's all in a very small package. It's basically a split PlayStation 5 controller with a screen in the middle, where you basically like stream all of the gaming to your screen there. But if you want better sound, you have to get particular headsets. Most of us would have to rebuy a Sony headset. Suck my bick. And then also, you can get earbuds, which the headset itself is almost $200, and then the earbuds were like $250. Just for better audio, for something you can take with you to the bathroom. Like, really, folks? That is stupid. Like, who is going to be paying for all of that, especially now that the scalp price is $300 to $450? Really? Yeah, well, that doesn't make any sense. But apparently, the scalpers are out in force, folks. They're thinking they can make some good money on this, just like they did with the PlayStation 5s and the Xbox Series X's. Again, those were really tough to find, but even now, you can, MSRP, I think, for the Halo versions of the Series X, which those did look pretty cool. I think those were $600 or $700, and then they got all the way up to like $1,300. And now I just saw one selling for $400. Get fudged, folks. Get fudged, you scalpers. You guys totally deserve it. Now, let's see. Oh, boy. Another Konami wonder. Silent Hill Ascension. This is utterly disgusting. This is an interactive movie where stream viewers can vote on what happens in the episode. Let me read that again. Interactive movie where stream viewers can vote on what happens in the episode. That also becomes canon with these characters. So I don't even really understand what this is, but there's a currency that you can earn slowly to be able to vote on what happens to these characters. Of course, with the most vote, what decision happens. Let me start over. One of the three options of what happens to these characters. The one with the most votes, of course, is what happens during the stream. But also you can just straight up buy the currency too, and just basically have more votes, more voting power. So it's kind of become like a pay-to-win microtransaction trash. And on top of all this, again, the decisions are canon. So I hope they literally kill off all of the characters, because this is not the type of thing that I want video games to turn into. I don't want an interactive session with some stream from a company that makes tens or hundreds of millions or even billions of dollars a year. I really don't want that. Also, viewers have the ability to be cameoed with paying currency. They can then get a gold digital token, basically, that's solely unique to them as an individual, and it sounds like an NFT, honestly. It's like, okay, great, you got this digital thing, what the heck are you going to be able to do with it? Congratulations. You got a trophy you can't even touch, folks. You can't even hold it in your hand. And then there's also a season pass. Like, for what? You got a season pass for a digital interactive movie? Like, what the that's like AMC or Regal being like, hey, yeah, buy our season pass for the next 3 months. And that are all set up with these movies, and if you get enough, you get a digital NFT. Yay! Gold tier. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And boy, I hope this doesn't take off either. Because I don't want this to become Tomb Raider. I don't want this to become Legend of Zelda. I don't want this to become Red Dead or Star Wars or Assassin's Creed. Okay? I just want the gaming companies to make gaming experiences that I get to enjoy and I'm willing to pay money for. I want to have fun. Remember fun, folks? Yeah, I can't even believe that. Honestly, there's some stuff on that. I really suggest looking up Yang Yaz video on YouTube about Silent Hill Ascension because he does a really good job of working through it. There's also some like quote gameplay footage that he shows of this trash, and it's really worth having a look because boy, if this becomes the next trend in gaming, I don't want to play games anymore. It's not even a video game. It's a joke. Let's see. Cyber Monday. They're basically starting now. Most of them. The rest of them will be starting on Monday. Tomorrow. So, you want to make sure you check your console stores. Whether you're on Microsoft, Xbox, Microsoft's Xbox, or PC, like Steam or Epic Store, or over on PlayStation. Check your stores because I bet the sales are running already. And a lot of the sales haven't taken time to look through them. Most of it is the same, including the games, including the percentage of the sale. So not a lot of variability there. There's a few new games added on Xbox, and there's some games that are taken away or collections that are taken away out of Cyber Monday. And honestly, it doesn't seem as big either. Seems like there's actually less options this time. But hey, it still might be worth taking a look. Maybe you'll find something you enjoy. I just wanted to let you guys know that. And it looks like Cyber Monday sale is running for the week. So, take some time to look. And then I did want to talk a little bit about Black Friday. So, I go basically every year for the last decade. And I remember when it was super busy before Amazon. Or when Amazon was really getting started, but like buying digital online was not a thing, right? Buying online was not a thing from these brick and mortar stores like it is today. But yeah, it's just drastically changed to what it is today. But yesterday, or on Friday, excuse me, I saw some crazy shopper hysteria that I haven't seen in a long time. It's not like everybody was mad, or like running people over, or bowling people over in the store or whatever. Just the sheer number of people, though, was pretty amazing. I haven't seen this level of people in a long time. So we went to, like, this massive mall outlet, which is basically the place to shop for most people, and a lot of name brand stuff, too, like Nike, Adidas, Coach, Lane Bryant, and Columbia, whatever, right? Basically stuff that you buy online. They actually have stores here for some of those brands. But that was so full. We're talking about a massive parking lot, okay? Like, well over, probably around 2,000 parking spaces is my guess. A lot. And the whole parking lot was full. We drove around for an hour. Still couldn't find one. Gave up. And my kids behaved pretty well, which I was amazed. And it was backing up on the off-ramp for the interstate. On both sides. Utterly insane how many people were there. It was crazy. And then even like the little strip mall next door, that was all filled in with parking too. It was stupid. Yeah, it was crazy. So we eventually left and went to Best Buy. There were some sections in Best Buy that were empty, but there was still a lot of product there on the floor. So the Xbox stuff was super picked over. There was some stuff picked over for Nintendo and some for PlayStation, but really a lot of it was picked over for Xbox. And their games, their controllers, whatever. Like it was all picked over pretty hardcore. Also, the place for audio. So the speakers, the earbuds, the boom boxes, and whatever else can be audio was basically all picked over pretty well. There was some stuff left. I ended up picking me up a pair of JVC. So far, they've been really good quality. We'll see how long they last, though. My last pair lasted about two years, but I had them stolen from me, which is more my fault because I left them at the store. Oops. I went back and they weren't there. Surprise. Anyway, that's more my fault than them. But yeah, they got taken, so I got a new pair. But yeah, there was a lot of TVs left. There was a lot of consoles left. Didn't matter which one, Xbox or PlayStation or Nintendo. Tons of them left. There were so many, like at Walmart, they actually stacked them up on the high end of section, like above the TVs. There were so many PlayStations left. Like, they were all stacked up there. There's probably about 20 to 25-ish PlayStations stacked up there. I didn't see any extra spot for game console for Series X's, but like the Series S's were left. I did see too. This was surprising. Modern Warfare 3 was $50 at Fred Meyer. So already it's having a pretty big discount because, yeah, Activision knows it's not selling, which is crazy. But most of the discounts for games weren't really that good in the stores, whether Best Buy or Fred Meyer or Walmart, whatever. Really wasn't that good. Lots of TVs. Oh man, so many TVs left over. So many music stuff left over. So many phones and accessories for phones and laptops. And basically, you could have gone whenever you wanted. Now, the things that I did find that were basically gone weren't just at Best Buy, but also the other stores too. But like Best Buy had the LG A2 Series TV for $550 instead of $1,300. That one was gone. And then also the Samsung CU7000s. Those were really hard to find. So there were particular items that people were looking for during these sales, but a lot of stuff was just left out there. So if the item was missing that you wanted, basically you didn't buy anything. So I still feel like the consumer is stressed for money, strapped for cash. And I feel like, too, the reason there's so many people this Black Friday is because they're shopping for Christmas. And I think come Christmas sales, it's going to be pretty drab. There's not going to be a ton like what retailers are expecting. And retailers are already putting out with their forward guidance for their stock value and revenue that they're going to see less shoppers, less revenue coming in for the next quarter and the quarter after that. So yeah, I really don't think this is going to be a good Black Friday. You know, still it'll be crazy sales, right? But a lot of people buy it for Christmas, and then I think Christmas will be a joke. So we'll see. But yeah, the traffic was insane. My wife and I, you know, we do it just for fun, and we have a good time. And, you know, if we can find some stuff too, we can. Cool. You know, that's kind of like an added bonus. Yeah, the traffic was freaking insane at that outlet mall. That was crazy. But yeah, a lot of places had full parking lots. Lots of shoppers. A lot of people buying coffee. That was probably the thing that sold the most. You know what was nuts at that outlet mall? There were even little street vendors with carts selling hot dogs in the parking lot. Because people were driving around like us for an hour trying to find a spot, you know, just to park. Because we were going to go to like the MWIII store and maybe get some more shoes or something, but yeah, that didn't happen. Yeah, even street vendors. Oh my word. Even street vendors trying to make a buck on Black Friday. People are desperate, folks. Well, that's all I got for you this week. Thanks for tuning in. You can always find me over at Twitch, Don't Tread on Me, and also at Gaming Garbage 22 on YouTube. I did have Off the Cuff posted. That's up, I think, today. I did also share some stories while playing Hard Space Shipbreaker, and those stories are dark. You know, they can be depressing. So maybe don't watch it if you're already kind of there. But really the focus to sharing these stories, including some of my own, are just to show that you guys aren't alone out there. You guys aren't the only ones struggling with stuff, and that times are hard for everybody. And then, let's see, I will have some old school Modern Warfare Spec Ops coming out, just to kind of enjoy the game mode that we'll probably never see again, unfortunately. And I think, yeah, after Modern Warfare 3, I really worry for Call of Duty. I will do an update later for the next Black Ops that is coming in the Call of Duty franchise, but I'm going to wait for more official information to come out for that before I talk about it. But if you're interested in leaks, hey, have a blast. And until next time, I'll see you guys on the next one.